もう一丁いきますか、もう一丁。間違えて本人が出てきたら大変ですからね。ではそろそろお呼びしたいと思います。若き将軍お招きしましょう。 Please welcome Matthew Heafy from Trivium。 Yes。 では改めましてマシュー・キイチ・ヒーフィーです。大きな拍手お願いします。通訳は坂本さんです。
よろしくお願いします。
さあ早速なんですがね、今、マシューも、皆さんに聞きましたけども、昨夜のことですね、ノットフェスのパフォーマンスを終えたばかりですけども、もう率直に聞いちゃいましょう。昨夜のライブはいかがでしたでしょうか。
So how did you feel about the last night show?
Last night was truly the greatest Japan show we've ever had. That was Ichiban. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah, arigato, arigato.
今までで最高の日本でやった最高のショーだったということです。
Yeah, we've been touring here since 2005. That was the first time. And every single time we come here, we say it's not enough shows. Like, this is just one show in Tokyo, and we would rather do 10, 15 shows in Japan. So let's try to make that happen.
最初に、初めて日本に来たのは2005年なんですけども、それ以来来るたんびに大体1回ショーが1回だけとかね、少なかったんですけど、もっと日本でやりたい10回とか15回とかそういうショーをやるような来日公演がしたいということを言い続けています。
ということですね。
ありがとう。
なんか見ててもね、マシューがむちゃくちゃ満面の笑みでえげつないギターを弾くというですね、なんか見てると不思議な気分になる、パフォーマンスですけど、本当にお客さんの盛り上がりもね、3年間、ね、コロナ禍で全然ライブに行けなかった熱量が爆発している素晴らしいステージでしたけども、ということでですね、日本を満喫しているのは皆さんも SNS などで、ね、ご覧になっているかと思いますが、日本の滞在期間、今率直に今までいかがですかということを。
So how do you enjoy your stay in Japan this time?
Oh, it's amazing. Since we've landed, all we've done is eat food and drink Japanese beer the entire time. Night one, we showed up, we got ramen in Shibuya, then we went over to Harajuku, then to Shinjuku, and we went to Omoide Yokocho, and Golden Guy afterwards. So obviously, we love Japan so much. And like I said last night, Iwakuni Shushin no Kichi desu. I'm so proud to be from Japan. I love it here so much. And of all these years, we've always tried to really make it connect. And we love our fans here. So we hope we can keep coming back and not just doing one show, but play everywhere. I'd love to play in Fukuoka and hopefully somewhere like Ibaraki and Hiroshima and Okinawa and just play everywhere. Osaka and Nagoya again. Nagoya for the chicken wings and eel. Yeah, unagi.
I'm from Nagoya.
Oh yeah, great chicken wings there.
広島っていう単語出ましたけど、昨日のライブでね、お母さんの紹介をするっていうね、今までのメタルライブでそんなの見たことないっていう、もう本当に衝撃でしたけどもね。
I am curious to see if everyone prefers Osaka style okonomiyaki or Hiroshima style okonomiyaki. I say Hiroshima style.
今なんか大阪スタイルのお好み焼きと広島スタイルのお好み焼きがどっちがいいかっていうのを今じゃあ多数決取りますか。彼は大阪スタイルの方がいいそうですけども、大阪スタイルの方がいいという人。
All right. Takoyaki, I'll give you that. It's all great. It's all good. It's all amazing.
あと広島
派。
Looks like Osaka won. It's okay. It's okay. 大丈夫。
無理やり大阪を。
ね、ということで、マッシュ日本を満喫しているようですけども、ここからはですねシグネチャーギターの話も、したいと思うんですけども、マットはこれまでにエフィオンのシグネチャーアーティストとして、数々のシグネチャーモデル、発表してますけども、昨年の6月ですね、エピフォンから発売されましたギターマット・ヒーフィーレスポールカスタムオリジンズコレクション、こちらもご本人からちょっと紹介していただきたいんですけども、まずですねこちらのギター6弦と7弦 あるということで、ね、レスポールで7弦ってすごい珍しいなと思うんですけども、そのあたりの特徴をお聞かせいただけますか。
So could you talk about the newest signature models?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you have 6-string and 7 strings.
So with both of them, I wanted to model it off of the first time people saw me, and everyone talked about, pull harder on the strings of your martyr video and the gunshot to the head of trepidation video. So that's why this one looks like the gunshot guitar, that one looks like the pull harder guitar. But I wanted to change it. It's got my signature pickups, different volume knobs that I feel like are faster and they don't fall off like my other ones would because I pull them too fast or too hard. 7-string again, but it's much lighter guitar this time. I liked the heavier one last time, but this time I wanted to go lighter, faster, more ergonomic, and it's fantastic. We did the last album with basically these guitars, but Vengeance Falls through what the Dead Men say were done on the original, the other MKH guitars from Epiphone.
大体今回のモデルっていうのはデザインは初期の頃のデモビデオで皆さんがご覧になっていたレスポールのイメージですね。ガンショットとかそういろいろありましたけども、そういうビデオで使ってたレスポールのイメージを再現するっていうのが、外見上はそういうところがありました。それから今回ピックアップが新しいタイプの、前まで EMG だったのが今度はフィッシュマンのフルエンスっていうピックアップに、これもカスタマイズしたものらしいですけども、それが使われていると。それからボディも今回はちょっと軽量になるように中にチェンバー加工かなんかしてあって軽量になってて、それでネックもちょっと薄めで弾きやすいというか、今のスタイルに合ったの演奏法に合ったものになっていると、ちょっとエルゴノミクスのも考えたと。それからノブなんですけども、これ音色切り替えるのにプッシュプルのスイッチになってるんですね。で普通のギブソンエピフォンタイプのノブだと演奏中に強く引っ張った時に抜けたったりそのまま放り投げちゃったりするっていう事故が結構あったらしくって、それで今はこう、操作のしやすいちょっとロレットのついたノブに変えたということです。そんな感じですね、特徴は。
はい、ありがとうございます。で実際どういう場面でシグネチャーモデル使ってますか。
ちょっとさっき訳し忘れてしまったんですけど、
そちらもちゃんとフォローして
過去3枚ぐらいのアルバムかな、ほとんどこの、シグネチャーモデルを使っているというアルバムでも使っているということです、
はい、昨日のライブでも終始シグネチャーモデル使用してましたか。
So you use your signature model for the last show all the time?
Yeah, we've been
well?
using from basically Vengeance Falls, our 6th album. Vengeance Falls through what the Dead Men Say in the Court of the Dragon are all Epiphone MKH. Same thing with the Ibaraki album. That's with the MKHs as well.
In the last show?
So last night I couldn't use these new ones because we've got a USA rig that has my 4 MKH origins in the US and then Europe. And then we have a third rig, so basically A, B, C rig. My C rig for South America, Asia, and Australia is my old guitars, but I'll eventually replace those.
アルバムはベンジェンスフォールからずっと、シグネチャーを使い続けているってことですけども、このギターはまだなんかツアー用になんかバンドのセットとしてね A リグ B リグ C リグってあって、その C リグっていうのが南米とかアジアツアー用のなんかセットだそうで、それを今回は持ってきたんで、そっちのリグの機材を使っているんですけども、おいおい今回の新しいシグネチャーと入れ替えていくという計画だそうです。
ステージ上で終始ね自分のモデルを使い続けるというのはなかなかすごいことだなと昨日ライブステージ見ながら思いましたけどね。さあ続いてですけども、今年創業150周年です、老舗ギターブランドエピフォンですけども、そのエピフォンからシグネチャーモデルをリリースし続けている背景、エピフォンを選んだ背景をぜひお聞かせください。
So this year Epiphone celebrates 150 years of anniversary, and so how do you feel about releasing your own signature model from such a prestigious company with a long history?
It's amazing that they've been around for 150 years, and I feel like at this 150th year, Epiphone is truly the best that it's ever been. And the proof is that the same guitars that I use on stage and in the studio are the same guitar that someone can buy. I remember being a kid and seeing one of my heroes' guitars and saying, oh, wow, that's only $500. And I then find out that he's playing the $5,000 model, so it's a very different thing. So I wanted to make sure that no one ever felt that with me, that the same guitar that I use, the same guitar that people can buy, and that it's affordable. The big thing with me was making it affordable and still great.
エピフォンは創立こんなに長い間会社が続いてきて、それで今はそういう領域が一番いい状態にあるというふうに思っています。でそこで、シグネチャーを出して、それをステージでもスタジオでも使えるということは非常に素晴らしいことだと思ってますが、昔ですね、子供の頃に憧れのギタリストが使っているギターを同じだと思って楽器屋さんで見て、それで$500ぐらいの楽器で同じの使ってる、人同じの使ってると思ってたら、実質よく調べたら本人は$5,000のギターを使ってると。でそれでもう結構がっかりした思い出があったんだけども、その自分のファンの方々にはそういう思いをさせたくないということで、自分がステージやレコーディングで使っているのと同じギターを皆さんのファンの皆さんとか、あるいは若いまだそんなにお金がたくさんないという方でも全く同じ楽器を使えるようにっていうふうなことを考えて、このエプフォンからシグネチャーを出すことに決めたということですね。
はい、もうこの中にもまさにそのシグネチャーモデルを持っているという方も、ね、いらっしゃると思いますけども、そういった思いがあるわけですね。でどんなプレイヤーに、メッセージになると思うんですが、どんなプレイヤーに弾いてもらいたいですか？
So what kind of player would you expect for your signature model?
What kind of player makes sense on this?
Yeah.
I would say truly any kind of player. That was the big thing for me. However, I will also say, and I'm being a bad salesman here, that I recommend that everyone tries anything, but guitar players and musicians should know that there is no right answer. There's no wrong answer either. It's whatever makes sense for you. So someone may play this guitar and go, this isn't for me. But someone, if you pick this up and it inspires you and you end up playing something great, or you end up coming up with something that you love, then it's the correct instrument for you. That's the thing. That's the fun thing about gear, but that's also the difficult thing about gear. We feel we need all these things, but in the end, all we're doing is amplifying the sounds of our hands and amplifying a feeling that we're trying to put through the music. And I hope that everyone can experience that with this, because the sounds work for rock, for metal, for jazz. I did a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu video game with these guitars, but I wrote bossa nova and samba with it, and basically no metal whatsoever. So really any genre works with this.
こういうことを言うと、やっぱり自分がセールスマンとしてあんまり才能がないなというふうに思ってしまうんですけれども、その機材というものはこれが絶対正しいとか、これは絶対ダメだということはなくて、その人のやる音楽とか思考とか、そういう好みとかによって合った楽器、合う楽器、合わない楽器っていうのがあるので、みんな最終的にはその合う楽器というものを探し当ててくれればいいなというふうに思っているというのは基本なんですけれども、とはいえこれ、非常になんていうかいろんなスタイルの音楽に使えて、ロックでもジャズでも、あと彼はビデオゲームのためにちょっとブラジル風のブラジリアンの音楽を書いたことがあったけど、それもこの楽器で十分に演奏できるということで、最終的にはやっぱり楽器を手にしてアンプにつないで音を出した時に、やっぱり最終的にどこから音が出るかというと、やっぱり一人一人の手で音を出してるわけですね、ギターを弦を弾いて。だからそういうところを一番大事なんだよというところは言っておきたいということですね。手でを通じてその自分の感じたことを表現するんだということが大事だということです。
ということですね。でギターのお話はね、つきませんけども、今回こちらの、マットも手にしているシグネチャーモデルですね、最新の第3弾のシグネチャーモデルになりますけども、こちらをマットが解説したインタビュー記事、ヤングギター5月10日発売の6月号に掲載予定ですので、皆さんぜひ手に取ってみてください。先ほどちょうどインタビューしてましたけどね、言い間違えたらすぐにすみませんっていうところもね、好感持てましたけども、さあここからはですね、事前にご来場の皆様から、いただいたマットへ聞いてみたい質問の中から、いくつかですね選ばせていただいて、質問を直接投げかけたいと思います。まずこちら、ギターの演奏方法についてですね、でこれギターの練習方法で気をつけていることありますかという質問ですね。
So he collected questions from the audience beforehand. And the first question is, what is the most important thing when you're practicing?
When practicing and creation are two very different things, and I feel like all musicians need to know that. When it comes down for writing for Trivium and for Ibaraki, I can never say it's time to write. When I do that, I feel like it forces creativity and it comes out forced, or it comes out contrived. When it comes down to practice, however, I feel you need to recognize what you need to work on. I remember being in middle school and saying, I need to work on my pinky strength. So I would make exercises specifically gauging on the pinky. I remember seeing this thing Hetfield said, that instead of playing 3 noted power chords, he'd always play 2 noted power chords. So I shifted all my power chords to basically strengthen the pinky. And still to this day, you'll see most power chords, I'm doing these 2. Find what you're weak at and really set up a practice. It doesn't have to be overly extensive, whatever you can do. That's why everyone can see this posture that I have. This is important. Sitting in a way that doesn't hurt. It shouldn't hurt to practice. That's why I like a drum stool. I like a classical footstool. So everything is ergonomic. Everything's in the place it needs to be. Efficiency. And I believe that's my Japanese side coming through anyway. So I like it to make sense. So even if you have 15 minutes a day, make that 15 minutes count. Don't sit there in front of the TV and practice, but just carve out a great, efficient 15 minutes of practice if that's all you have, and make that count. Work on what you know needs to be worked on, the mechanical part of the playing. Creativity, allow that to come. For me, I like the obsessive, ritualistic practice of the things that I love, like guitar and singing and jiu-jitsu and all of these things I like to do. I like to make it very methodical the way I learn, but when it comes time to write a song or to grapple or to sing live, I put in so many hours that the muscle memory is there, and I can just disconnect and be there. Like last night, all the time and all the prep, the 24 years of being in Trivium basically, leading up to that show, all the practice, all the warm-up, is just so I can disconnect and just have fun and allow instinct to kick in, and we go. And that's the reason why I messed up even the wrong song yesterday. I was in such the vibe that I was letting it go and not thinking at all. And that's the most beautiful time. Sorry, this is a very long answer. One of the things I look for in life, I don't know if everyone is familiar with it, it's called flow mind, or the flow state. It's basically when you've hit this level of, it's not too difficult, not too easy, you're right in the middle, and you lose sense of time. You lose sense of, I'm in this place at this time. And I look for that. I see that, and I feel that during live shows. I get that during jiu-jitsu. I get that during special moments of eating or being somewhere, like this whole time in Japan. So, very long answer, sorry. すみません。
できるだけ覚えているようにしますけど、一番練習するっていうことと、それから曲を作ったり、それクリエイティブなことをやるっていうことはすごく全然違うことで、練習する時っていうのは1日15分でもいいから、とにかくそこに集中するっていうことが必要だということですね。例えば、中学生の時に自分がその小指の力が弱いから、そこを強化する練習をしようというふうに決めたら、そのパワーコードを2本の指で押さえるっていうで、ポジションをずらしていくっていう練習を、集中してやると、それを毎日やると、それはもう規則的に強制的にというか、規則的にきちんとやるという、そういうことがその練習の時には必要だということですね。でそれに対してなんか曲を作ったりとか、ステージでライブを演奏したりとか歌ったりという時には、もうそういうなんていうか規則で自分をこう律するということは忘れて、もう全てを解放することが大事だと。だから昨日のステージなんかでもやっぱり今まで24年間トリビアム活動してきて、練習もずっと積んできてっていう、そういうことを全部忘れて、もうとにかく自分を解放すると。で昨日はなんか曲間違ってなんか混乱したりしたこともあったらしいんですけども、そういうことがあってももう構わないよっていうぐらい、もう思いっきり楽しんじゃうっていう、そういうなんか意識が自然に流れるような状況を作り出すように努力しているという、それが練習する時の違いっていうかな、それに集中するということがすごく大事だというふうに思っています。
集中ってことですかね。さあ、今の質問されたの自分かなっていう方いらっしゃいますか。はい、皆さんシャイなんですかね。はい、続いての質問参りましょ ギターに関することなんですが、ギターの弦のゲージ、ピックの選び方についてどのようなこだわりありますかという。
弦のゲージは先ほどのねインタビューでも、聞いているんですけれども、
はい、
ここでもいいかライブだから。So could you disclose the gauges of the strings?
Yes, the exact I don't have in mind. I have it on my phone, but it's 10 to 52 for the 6th string, and it's 10 to 63 for the 7th string. We actually have a Trivium signature set through Dunlop now. So if you want to play the exact gauge, and we're half a step down. Sometimes we'll go half a step up, and it still works.
ダンロップからそのシグネチャーの弦が出ていまして、6弦の方は、10から52、それから7弦の方は1弦から10から63だそうです。で基本は半音下げを基準に、ゲージを選んでるんですけれども、半音上げっていうかそのノーマルのチューニングでも使えるゲージだというふうにおっしゃってます。で、詳しくはそのダンロップのサイト、ちょっと他社の名前が出てしまいましたけども、ちょっとサイトで確認してください。あとはちなみにギターヤンギターのインタビューでもゲージについては細かく説明してくれてますので、そちらを参照していただければと思います。
5月10日発売、6月号ヤングギターでございます。確かにその質問してましたね。失礼しました。さあ続いてなんですが、こちらバンドのことで、日本を意識して作った曲はありますかという質問ですね。
So, this is a quite obvious question, but are there any tunes or music or songs that you composed with Japan, or Japanese culture in mind?
It's so much, and I was thinking about that a moment ago. So with the Crusade, the first time we ever started putting into our music was Becoming the Dragon, the story of the koi turning into the dragon at the Dragon's Gate. The Shogun album, obviously, very much so. The song Shogun was like a story that I made up. It doesn't exist, but I wanted to make my own story that took place in ancient Japan. When my mom first moved from Hiroshima when I was 1 year old, it was a time in America where she was almost reluctant and nervous and maybe afraid to fully teach me Japanese, which, that's not at her fault, but she felt like I had to learn English at the time. So I spoke a little bit of Japanese and I lost it. It's always been a regret of mine that I can't speak in Japanese, and I always feel bad about that because there's so much of Japanese culture we have in Trivium. So there's the Shogun record. We're talking about, don't tell anybody, but maybe allowing more Japanese culture in the next record. On tour, all I watch nowadays, I'm back into anime again, Attack on Titan, One Punch Man, because everyone says I look like Saitama. They say I'm Saitama from One Punch Man. Death Note, and just catching back up into anime. My kids and I, we always watch all the Ghibli stuff, except for Mononoke. It's a little too violent for my 5-year-old or 4-year-olds. So it's all fully back in my life. The Japanese music, I'm always listening to Hisaishi all the time. I've been able to do extensive work and friendship with my friend Ryoji from ex-Gize, who's now Ryujin. So I've been able to help him a lot, learn a lot about Japan through him as well. It's so much so. I own shamisen now at home. I've been teaching myself how to play that. The Ibaraki record is all about me learning about the stories of my mom's Shintoism, from stories of Susanoo and Yamato no Orochi on my back and the Wanizame on my leg. And this is the story from Kitagawa Utamaro about the ascending dragon. It's all such a part of me. Yoshitoshi's Ibaraki Doji versus Watanabe no Tsuna. So it's so much so what I incorporate into my life. And that's why I truly love being here. And I know all bands say they love touring Japan. But I've always felt that I'm actually 51% Japanese. Me being 51% Japanese, I've always identified, I'm Japanese first. There's so much. I truly love being here, and I've allowed it to become part of everything. My entertainment with me and my kids, the music, the food, everything is so much so a part of it. I even made a kid's book. I don't know if everyone's familiar with that. It's called Ibaraki and Friends. It's the stories from the Ibaraki record, the stories of like Tsukino Usagi and Ibaraki Doji and Susanoo and all these things, but for children. So the idea was for babies and for their parents to read these, and that book's available. So it's a little bit of everything. It's everything in my life now, and I hope that everyone can see that.
たくさんあるっていうことですね。クルセイドの頃にも恋が滝登りで竜に変わっていくというそういう日本のその伝説みたいなものを意識した 曲を書いてますし、将軍なんていうのは、タイトルからしてそうなんですけど、これは、実際にあったストーリーではなくて自分で勝手に作り上げた物語らしいですけども、そういう日本の、題材にしたということですね。でもともとその、茨城にしても、その茨城童子の話とか、その日本の神話とか、神道にまつわる物語とか、そういうものに基づいた曲っていうのをたくさん書いてますし、音楽家でも久石譲さんとか、あとは龍一さんとか、そういう人たちを通じて、日本の文化にどんどん接するようにしていると。で今個人的に三味線を練習しているそうで、さっきもその、ヤングギターの取材でもちょっと三味線っぽいフレーズをギターで弾いたりもしてましたけども、そういうふうにいろんなあらゆるところでね、でバンドの他のメンバーも日本が大好きで、日本に来るのが大好きでということで、本当に、自分は 51% 日本人だというふうにさっき言ってましたけども、それぐらい日本というのをものすごく意識して、音楽作りをしているということですね。
ありがとうございます、メンバーも日本が大好きということですけども、最後の質問ですかね、時間的に、日本に来たらもう必ず行っちゃうよっていう場所はありますか
？Is there any place that you never fail to go whenever you come to Japan?
I mean, it's. I always say it's unfortunate that the last several times we've been here, we can only play one or two shows. But what was amazing was the first tour we did here, we got to play Hiroshima, and I got to meet Oba-chan and Ji-chan for the first time since I was 1. But let's say for Tokyo at least, I mean, we always go to Harajuku Gyozaru. We always go there. Gyozaru, the gyoza restaurant in Harajuku. We always go there, and we just make sure we eat as much as possible. Like, I think I've eaten maybe 30 different things in 4 days. So it's the food, and it's the beer, and it's hanging out with our friends and just seeing everything. But I loved our time in Hiroshima. I love our time in Osaka. It's always amazing. Yeah, so this time was really special.
日本でその10回とか15回とかショーをやるような来日公演がしたいっていうのは、日本でいろんなところに行きたいからっていうこともあるんですけど、広島に行った時には おじいちゃんおばあちゃんに会うっていうのは、それは必ずやってるっていうことなんですけれども、それ以外で出したらなんか原宿の餃子店は必ず行くらしいです。はい。あとはその友達といろいろつるんだりどっか行ったりとか、そういうことはよくやってる、必ずやるようにしているということですね。
30 kind of Japanese food for 4 days?
I think so. At least 30 different things. Yeah.
なんか日本にいる間に30回
Maybe more.
4 days 4日いる間に30種類の
Let
日
me
本
think.
の
Day 1, we had onigiri from the Family Mart at the airport. And then ramen in Shibuya. Then where did we go from there? Went to like 5 different places in Amoide. And then like 3 different bars in Golden Guy. Found a really cool like Harley Davidson bar. And we were there for a while. Then we got more food as an izakaya afterwards. The next day, you have to see my Instagram. It's on there. Yesterday was katsu donburi and Hokkaido style miso ramen. What else? It's a lot. Yeah, I love it. Love it.
すごいですね。なんか思い出と横丁だけで5カ所
はしご
で
しすぎだ
ゴールデン街で3カ所、それを同じ日にやってるっていう。
I think tonight's izakaya. That's one of my favorites. Izakaya, yakiniku, and yakitori are 3 of my favorites because it's very social. I feel like ramen is more like individual, but I feel like I like the things where we can all share the same thing. And Japanese beer is the best in the world.
居酒屋と焼肉屋と焼き鳥屋っていうのが3つ
Man, I'm
大事
hungry
な。
now. I'm hungry now.
なんかお腹空いてきたらしいです。
さあということで居酒屋に繰り出す前に大仕事をここからしていただきましょうか。皆さんお待ちかね、マットによる演奏をここからお聴きいただきたいと思います。マスク着用の方はですね、声出しも OK となっておりますので盛り上げていただきたいと思います。先ほど紹介しましたマットの最新シグネチャーモデルを使った演奏ですので、ぜひ盛り上がってください。それではマットお願いします。
ありがとうございます。ありがとう。All right, time for some songs, I think, right? Let's see what Tomo-san says. Acoustic now? Okay, or do some electric stuff, or? Okay, maybe just people ask what riffs to show, and I'll show them. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, maybe ask them. Show of hands. How do you play this song? And we'll do it like that. Cool.
今回基本的にデモ演奏になるんですけれども、なんか特別にこの曲のここのところやってほしいとかっていうリクエストがあれば答えてくれるそうです。ので恥ずかしがらずに。どうぞ。なんかありますか？
Which song? Sin in the Sentence? Yeah. The solo? Okay, let me make sure I'm in tune. It's this one. Oh, daijoubu. Arigato. Actually, Tomo, could you turn off the AC? Just this one right here. Arigato. All right, so Sin in the Sentence solo. Hopefully I might mess up. So I'll probably mess this up.
ちょっと今後にあるかもしれないので許してください。
So that part is very obviously neoclassical. I messed up one note, like I said I would.
ここはちょっとネオクラシカル風のソロになってますね。
But yeah, it's just that Baroque feeling. Then Corey plays that part. But I definitely realized that as a Japanese person as well, that we all love the sounds of that Baroque style classical. It's in Hisaishi's stuff. It's in Uematsu's stuff. And I absolutely love it. And I feel like I think there's a style of classical music in the 60s in Japan that has a lot of that in there, but I don't remember the name. But that's how you play that part. So nice and slow. And it's all in E flat harmonic minor. Yeah.
E flat minor. Yeah.
Yep, and it's the same motif. So if you can play the first part by yourself, you can play all of them because it's the same thing every single time. And that'd be Baroque style. Cool.
これ基本的になんか日本人の方も好きな方多いと思うんですけども、バロック音楽にすごく影響を受けた部分になっていて、日本の作曲家で、さっき久石譲さんとか大好きだって言ってましたけども、久石譲さんとか彼も割とそういった音楽に影響を受けているだろうし、ちょっとよく覚えてはいないんだけれども、60年代の日本の音楽って結構バロックに影響を受けたものをよく耳にしたような記憶があるというふうに言ってます。
Cool. Next. Which riff? Verse? Chorus? Okay, so I'll play the chorus first then. So when I first started writing some of the riffs, because each Corey, Paulo, and myself will start a song sometimes, and I had this riff. I had the verse first. And I had an idea of that coming in. I had the chorus written as well. Paulo said, hey, we need some kind of like heavy riff. I didn't exactly understand what he said, but he came up with that first part, this thing. And you can see a big part of my playing, so all guitar players, is the heavy use of vibrato. I use it in everything. You can see it. I feel like that riff wouldn't be as interesting without it. It's kind of flat. It brings a lot of life into it, having that. The verse is pretty classic Trivium. I feel like it's Trivium Ember to Inferno style, done on a 7-string, all down-picked. It's really notey. It's keeping the same melody on the top part. That kind of thing, but it's shifting the bass notes. You really have to mash your fingers together because it's the same riff here. Just the pedal tone is shifting. And yeah, and you're probably all wondering why I'm wearing tape. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I guess I broke it a couple years ago, and so it's sideways, and I've been just wearing it because it's been hurting. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a terrible hobby for a guitar player. Terrible.
今回のこのフレーズを考えた時には、最初の部分だけでこういうリフっていうのは大体コリーとかパウロとかと一緒に考えるんですけれども、これはもう最初のパートだけ自分で考えたら、その後にパウロがもうちょっとヘビーなものを付け加えたらいいんじゃないかみたいにして、リフを考えたりしてきた。で今低音源の開放弦を使ったリフの部分がありますけども、あれをただパターンだけ弾くとなんか面白くないっていうかつまんないから、彼の場合は結構ビブラートを深くかけるんですね。でそのビブラートを深くかけることによってもっと生き生きとした感じが出るということで、彼はかなりそういうことを対応しているということですね。はい。
Cool. Next. Oh yeah, you got it. I haven't played that in a while. Let's see. I'll have to do it slow first. Super 80s, obviously, and then in the guitar section solo, there is a tribute to Japan with the Japanese scale in the solo, of course. Although I don't remember how to play it. I don't remember. It's been so long. But we do need to bring that back.
だいぶ長い間やってないのでよく覚えてないんですけど、でも日本音階を結構意識して作った。
It's very loudness, that riff.
だからラウドネスにすごい似た感じのフレーズだということです。
All right. Which one? Sorry, my hearing's kind of bad.
スポーカーティングサイト。チャランチャランタラララチャランチャランタラララチャチャチャチャチャチャチャチャ。Sorry.
すみません。My hearing is going from being in a band. So the verse?
バースの部分ですか。
So that riff I like a lot because we've shown it to a lot of other professional rhythm players and they can't play it, which is good. I think it's a good sign. So it's really not as difficult as it seems. It's just the picking is very strange. So it's for down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, down, up, down. There it is. That's what throws it off. So it's a hammer-on with a down pick, with an up pick. So down, hammer, up, down. Then this is a big staple of my playing. Down, 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 up, down. I do it a lot. I do it in ascendancy. Drown. All that is down, 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 up, down. And it sounds like Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun. So, that's a standard. And then fast, I recommend learning it slow, building it up, fast, record speed. This next riff, I can never remember what the picking is, but I can never remember how to describe it. And I learned that style of picking from the influence of Chuck Schuldiner from Death and Daniel Mongrain from this French-Canadian band called Martyr.
このリフというのはその他にプロのリズムギターのプレイヤーに教えたらみんな弾けなかったんで、ちょっとその優越感というか気分を良くしているフレーズの一つでもあって、今ちょっと弾きながら説明してくれましたけども、ちょっとなんかピッキングが変らしいんですよね。なんかそのダウンとハンマリングとアップピッキングとそれからダウンの組み合わせとか全部ダウンダウンダウンダウンってやるのはなんか自分の割と得意なスタイルで、アセンデンシーのリフもダウンダウンダウンダウンを使ってるみたいなそういうことになっているそうです。でこういったリフを練習するのはまずゆっくりとしたテンポで練習して、それが弾けるようになったら少しずつテンポを上げていって弾けるいくというのがその大事だというふうにおっしゃってます。でこういうスタイルっていうのはデスっていうバンドのギタリストとか、あとはモーダー、カナディアンバンドモーダー、
M-A-R-T-Y-R, Martyr.
マーダー。
Warp Zone is the record.
Warp Zone.
Warp Zone. That's the album that I love.
Warp Zone っていうアルバムのギターに影響を受けたスタイルだそうです。
Thank you. All right, another couple. What do you got? Floods, okay. I guess I should mention who wrote what too. So with Anthem, I came up with that riff in my 80s phase. In the Court of the Dragon, we went over that one. Suffocating Sight, those riffs I came up with. Tread is from Corey. You know it's Corey when it's got a lot of these kinds of things like... 1 second. That's like very Corey, or... There's always all this stuff that's really hard to play, and he likes to have a lot of downpicking. So Tread the Floods, the verse... I might have forgot that. Damn it, Corey. Yeah, Corey writes really weird riffs, but that's slow. You could see even me. It's been a long time since I played this. Corey riffs. Very, very tricky.
なんかコーリーが書いたリフっていうのはすごく変なのが多くてなかなか弾くのが大変らしいですね、まあ、今のやつはなんかやっぱりしばらく弾いてなくて忘れちゃった部分もあるみたいですけどもなかなか大変なリフのようです。
Also been a long time since I played that song. In
やっぱり、
Europe,
長い間ずいぶん弾かないでいたので忘れてる部分もかなりある。
another reason why Japan needs to bring us back more is on our last European tour. It was 7 weeks, but we played a different set every single night, and we had 48 songs we would rotate in. So every single night was a totally different set. So another reason why you gotta have us for more shows.
日本で何回もやりたい理由のもう一つっていうのが、まあ、この間なんか 7週間ヨーロッパをツアーした時に持ち曲を48曲用意して毎ステージ違う曲の組み合わせでやったっていうんですね。で日本でもそういうことをやりたいので、まあ、来日して10回とか15回とかそれぐらいのショーをやるような来日公演がしたいというふうに思っています。
And what do you think? Another 1, 2 for the song, or how many we got? Or a couple more?
Yeah, or you play the song?
Yeah. Another? Yes, sir. Okay, cool. Which riff? The main riff? Probably. Yeah, cool. You got it. Oh, shoot. The chorus is hard. Okay, so the verse. And the reason why I said it's hard, there's actually a riff in there that's... It's like that, but I don't play it because I cannot play and sing that. It's not possible. It's like, who can play and sing that? No one.
よく覚えてない理由っていうのはこのリフを弾きながら歌うっていうのがもうほとんど不可能だからということなんですね。これを弾きながら歌えるやつは一体いるのかっていう。
But this main riff, I actually remember writing it when I think I was like 16 or so, and I was obviously living at my parents' house when I was 16. I remember this isn't significant to the story, but I was sitting on the back part, the head part of a couch, and just leaning back, and I just started playing that. And I looked at Corey, I was like, "This is a pretty cool riff." But what it is a power chord that's shifting here. And I learned about these kinds of chords through the band Martyr that I mentioned earlier, the French band. Any chords you see like this, or these more interesting chords, that the reason why he wrote like that, not these riffs, but he was very much so into jazz. So incorporating these more melodic versions of jazz chords into metal makes it very interesting. But the way I do this chorus live, I just cheat the... I mean, Corey can do it, but whatever.
なんかこのコードもやっぱりさっき言ったカナダのバンドのモーダーっていうバンドになんか影響を受けてるらしい。でこのモーダーのギタリストは割とジャズコードをメタルにこう応用しているタイプのギタリストで、なんかそれがすごく興味深くて、なんかソファに座ってなんかコードを遊んでいる時に思いついたみたいですね。でこれは16歳ぐらいの時に作った曲だそうです。
Cool. Couple more? One more? One more. You got it. A lot of Crusade fans here tonight. I actually remember I wrote this song we had a Trivium fan in '05 who gave me a Kirk Hammett ESP. Sorry, Gibson. He gave me a Kirk Hammett ESP, and I was in the downstairs backstage room with this venue in Denver. Luke might remember it better. It was called like the Bluebird or the Blackbird. It was this like 400-person club. It was Machine Head, Chimera, and Trivium was first. And I had that Kirk Hammett guitar, and I started playing that riff. But I'll play it to speed, and then I'll show you guys stuff. And I feel like there's a heavy, 80s thrash band influence, but obviously this has always sounded kind of if Dave Mustaine was an emperor, is what that riff sounds like to me. The middle section gets pretty nuts with the... Yeah, it's pretty fun. More loudness riffs in that song, but yeah, so the intro... Yeah, it's a very fun song. We need to bring that song back. So if we come back to Japan for a couple shows, we'll play that. Or Anthem. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. I think that was the one, yeah?
Okay.
Let's see what's next.
曲やってもらえばYeah, last one.
Oh, last one. Okay, we got a bonus one. I keep seeing that hand back there. I keep missing you. Yep. Oh, you. Yes. Hi. Okay. So the intro is a theme of Shogun. The da-da-da-da. Intro starts. Obviously, very, very busy song. Our songs are hard to play slow. And all of that is harmonized as well. And then the harmonies end up making these really interesting textures going on. When I'm doing Corey's playing a thing, I don't think it's that. Something like that, and it makes it very interesting having those two colliding parts. I love the harmonies of the... Because Corey's playing... And on the... I think Corey's up. Something like that, and it makes it just so much more interesting to harmonize these intense low rhythm guitar parts. But yeah, Kiichichaos, very fun song. We were gonna play it for Knotfest, because we usually always play that song and Anthem in Japan, but we said, let's play some things we haven't played before next time.
So could you switch to the acoustic?
Yeah, of course.
No?
Yeah. All right, switch around. I might mess up a lot, but you've heard it, so now you know.
だいぶ間違ったみたいですけど、大体言いたいことは分かっていただいたかなという。